What's up, guys? Welcome. I pinned the tweet to the spaces above. Feel free to invite anyone and anywho. And this is the 66th episode of the pod. There's been the four things I want to discuss. There's been intense 24 hours, and there is, you guys probably know this already. But first off, we had SEC investigating Yuga Labs, which is crazy. Not crazy, it was expected, but still, if SEC is listening to this, I would ask them to leave our animal pictures alone and go do some other stuff. Mango Markets was hacked and drained. I don't know exactly how much, but there was a lot of funds getting drained from the market in general, from these hackers.
It was less than the B&B hack, so I guess that's always a plus, right?
That is a plus, apart from being on our lovely Solana funds got drained. But otherwise, yeah, that's a plus. I don't know. There is no plus in a market being hacked, marketplace. But either way, it happens. It happens. I feel this is the typical bear market stuff. We just get drained in the news and everywhere. And then we had the youths artist leaving. I don't know, is this the main artist or is this an artist? Because I know that Digans have a couple of artists.
I believe Scum was the main artist, my man. So that's a big topic. I can't wait to dive into that because I believe part of his contract was he got royalties forever. And well, when it goes to 0% royalties.
Yeah, that's a big issue.
I was just going to ask, guys, that's two artists in 2 months, right?
Two artists in freaking a week.
In less than a week,
Let's,
yeah.
Let's not forget John Lee.
John Lee was a couple months, yeah. About a month and a half.
So, I mean, I guess
three artists in 3 months, averaging one a month. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting to see what happens in December.
And who's scared of the reveal now? I mean, the people that are holding, like, they're not ready. Not just the royalties, but I think they're just not ready.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. What the fuck happens? What the fuck happens if the artist is not ready and the artist is leaving? I guess they'll have to figure it out. But as an artist, you must have a certain style that no one else can replicate. So do they have to trash some of the art and remake it? Like, what the fuck happens now? Let's invite Frank and ask him.
Let's be honest, Adam. Maybe this news has a big part to play in this. I mean, it's the third artist in this week that we've come to find out has left the project. Let's not forget about Fluboss.
Yeah, Fluboss left the sentence as well. Shit, what's happening with these artists?
R.I.P.
R.I.P. is right.
Let's take a moment of silence for that.
no moment of silence. It's okay. They'll survive. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, like, guys, stop wordless.
We have been speaking a lot with. I'm sure he's gonna figure it out. Guys, trust me.
Yeah, I've been speaking with him too. You're right.
Yeah. But the Deagles tanked to like 220 yesterday. I don't know. They recovered now. I'm gonna check the floor price. But that is a number we have not seen in Deagles in a long time, dude. They're at 290 right now, so they're recovering.
This is.
Sorry, go ahead, boss.
I was just gonna say this is the wildest thing I've seen so far is the fact that you've got. Yes, it is an incredibly prominent project, right? The D-Gods, an established project. They've done a lot for the ecosystem. They've built hype around Solana. You can't deny what they've created and the eyes they've brought on to the blockchain, or at least NFT wise, right? And the community that they built around the original collection. I'm not going to say the second collection. And for them to put out a basically at this point a GIF as an NFT, correct? For now, for you to hold for hundreds of dollars and continue to wait to see what your GIF will eventually turn into is pretty wild. If this was a brand new NFT collection doing the same thing, we would all FUD it to the ground. We would say, we would be asking, where have the funds gone? Where are the devs? When art reveal? When devs do something? When Moon? When Lambo? When this? When that? You know what I mean? It's just the slack that they have been cut. The they're basically getting. We're giving them a break, right? They just have enough people backing them. The community is backing them. Enough influencers to back them. For everyone to essentially at this point kind of sweep it under the rug. And now things are kind of hitting the fan. Well, in what looks like things are hitting the fan. Artists leaving, like you just mentioned, you've got what, 3 artists? Is that right? 2 artists in a couple months, and still yet to reveal your art. Now you've gone sub 100 on your new project. It's pretty wild.
It is. It is. And like I've been listening to Frank, and I know he's a big believer in art. Like he believes that art is the most important in a project. So I wonder if it's also like team pushing artists. So because I can imagine this guy Frank just going in the meetings with the artists, and they tell him that we cannot do this, we cannot do that, blah blah, blah, and he just keeps pushing them. Which we know he have been pushing with this art. So that could also be a thing that the artist, because the artist didn't really share so much about why he decided to leave. He more like said that this was his limit, and gave the team a bunch of honor and compliments.
Right.
Tony,
Go ahead. Sorry.
sorry, Sesti, feel free.
I was just gonna say, in regards to the artwork, it's like, how groundbreaking is this artwork that it's still yet to reveal? Like, what new tiers are being broken with this artwork that we're still waiting here, the end of 2022, soon to be 2023, and we're still waiting for the youths to reveal.
I don't even
I
think they
just
know.
think it wasn't done. Yeah,
Exactly. Go ahead, Peter.
it just wasn't done. They
Go
just
ahead,
had
Peter.
like the base character, like a couple traits, and that was it. They were just measuring the market to see, hey, will this moon or not, right? And they thought, oh my god, we have tons of money now, and they are just developing. It's like Cyberpunk 2077, right? When they started pre-sale, they didn't even have anything, and it took them 2 years after the release date to get the game on a good enough place, right? So for me, it's basically this. That's why they haven't revealed. They're still doing the art.
Tony also had a interesting take on this. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna show it to me. He got a small percentage of the royalties, and the 0% meant that he was written out, basically. That could also be the case. I don't know. I guess Frank would still pay him with all this. He have raised money, right? But that could be the case, that he's making less money now that they don't have royalties.
Yeah, for sure that plays. As an artist, that's usually your main source of income. A lot of artists do not like to be the face, right? I think we saw that in Descendants. Flubos would come over, but the one who was speaking most of the time was the other guy, right? He's RP.
Yep. But apart from the gods and youths, there is some hope tomorrow. We have the CPI report. We'll see what that tells us. Maybe it feels like make it or break it. Jack, what do you think about the CPI report tomorrow?
Don't care. Distraction.
All right.
Like, what am I going to do with consumer price index? Like, it's going to be bullish or bearish, and there's going to be something in the market. I'm not a day trader. So how does it impact anybody's lives?
Less money to spend.
Yeah, exactly. In a short term, very short term. And then you're going to be looking at another report that's going to be coming out. And then you're going to be looking at the second quarter report. Are you if you're day trading or you're playing with any financial instruments in the traditional world, yes, totally play with it. Are you trading Bitcoin on a daily basis, every single candle? Unless you're doing that, this should not really affect your life. Unless your job is related to that, should not really impact. Your eggs that you eat in the morning will probably cost a little bit more. That's it. And if you can be here on Twitter Spaces, you're ready to pay on that. If not, then there are more worries in your life than just a CPI report.
I guess the hope would be from the people talking about the CPI report that any bullish news we can get right now would increase some liquidity in the market, which later on will pump our market pictures. But if you're here for the long term, that shouldn't matter, right? We'll see. We'll see. We didn't discuss the SEC investigating Yuga Labs. Have anyone read in on this? What are they actually after? Is this the token, or what do they look at for?
Yeah, they're looking into ApeCoin effectively and trying to find out if it's a utility, security, what exactly it is. So that's it. Because they're saying there's $1 billion. I don't know what's the market cap of ApeCoin. Whatever it is, $500 million market cap token. How can it fly under our eyes? We were aware of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now these small tokens are coming and taking us by surprise. So we want piece of the action.
1.5 billion.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot, and obviously everybody wants a piece of the action. So then now they're worrying that, oh shit, it's not just the stable coins. We have to worry about the other stuff too. So, and when they looked into it, somebody would have looked at that, dude, this coin was propped up out of pictures of cartoons, and that too a monkey which is bored. Bloody hell. That's it. It's entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for it. And if you have some ApeCoin, sell that ApeCoin. Take the first flight out of United States of America and move to some European country. Better yet, move to Dubai. A yacht is waiting for your fine arrival with cocktails, colorful cocktail with a little colorful straw hat on top.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you think it's done for the ApeCoin, or what?
Sorry, say it again.
You think the ApeCoin era is over?
I don't think it's over. I think it's started actually. So I think it's really good. Depending on how the game comes out, the other side, once that is out, then we will see all these tokens being used and how they're used and what the mechanics are, and as a result, you will see the real market value of these coins. So right now they're just a speculation, just like anything else. So yeah, and as a result of this probe, the liquidity or the trading of Bored Apes has increased 300%, by the way. So news is really bullish for Bored Apes.
Tony says that SEC involvement is a bullish signal, and I think I know what you're talking about, and I agree with you. It is. We're getting bigger. SEC is investigating.
Yeah, this is better advertisement than Super Bowl. 76. Sorry about that, John.
What was the I think it was XRP, right? The SEC started investigating, or they had a trial with XRP. But that, like, when I woke up in the morning and checked like YouTube and Twitter and stuff, the different things I used to check when I was buying these coins, all I saw was XRP, right? So hopefully that happens to our monkey pictures as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. That is beautiful advertising. Let's advertise to the whole world, and it's better. It's great news. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. You're on CNBC. Your picture is on CNBC, watched by millions of people every day. I don't know why people watch CNBC, but a lot of people still do.
Bullish. All right, let's see. Do we know, does ApeCoin is that still accumulated? Or because I remember the Bored Apes got like $1 million in airdrop in the token. Is there some type of inflation on this coin?
What do you mean inflation? Yes, there's volatility in this. It's trading at $4.71, and it's beautiful.
I don't know the English term, but what I mean is ApeCoin still being printed? Bored Ape holders.
Printed? No, they got an airdrop, and that's all there is. Their circulating supply is 306 million, and their total supply is 1 billion. 1, 2, 3, 1 billion. So still 600 million tokens are still locked away, and they will be released. There will be some mechanism in their game where you can earn these tokens, and how do you earn these tokens? How does it interact with other NFTs on Ethereum? Probably we'll find out. And but yeah, it's still. I think they raised their money, the $450 million that Bored Ape or Yuga Lab raised was on ApeCoin, effectively. So there's going to be a lot of VCs with the locked supply, where it's going to be unlocked over a period of next 2 years, I think, 2 to 3 years. So I think that's where it's locked. Exciting, very exciting.
We'll see. Either way, a lot of bearish news. I don't know. I covered the SEC. We had the manga market. We had the artists, the youths, and the CPI report. I don't know if there's something else pushing this, but we're seeing a dip, a kind of significant dip in the market in a lot of blue chips. I know my PFP is down bad as well. I don't know if there's something else. I just checked the MB volume at 76,000, which is still okay, I guess.
Which is really good. Congratulations. It's better than yesterday, so I'm really bullish on all the things that are happening. Really exciting. The world is coming together. DGOD's at 290. They have recovered from 260 fall from yesterday, so really good. Scum does not matter. One person does not matter in this space, I believe. And but yeah. I understood that he floored his dead gods.
The artist.
Sorry?
The artist or who?
Yeah, Scum. He floored his dead gods yesterday. And more importantly, I also heard that there was some, I don't know if you guys have already discussed this or not. He had some sort of an agreement with dead gods that his salary will be earned as a part of royalties. So when the royalties went down to zero, he did not effectively had any agreement of the salary, and could be a part of the reason. This is all speculation at this point, rumors that I've heard. So don't quote me on this, but this is one of the things which led to his quitting the thing.
I see. Yeah, we talked a little. Tony told me this as well. But this, as you said, nothing confirmed, right? Or do we have some confirmation that he was paid?
He was supposed to get like a very small percentage, like 0.25% of what they got or something like that. And that was just for the future for him doing all the art. So something like that. I've heard that months ago, like while before this even happened. And as soon as it happened yesterday, I was like 0% royalties. And ended up being when he quit, it ended up being his contract would have been around the exact same time when he would have signed his art away, which would have been a full year, which would have been on the 7th, which would have been the day before he got launched last year. And so therefore, that would have all coincided perfectly and all aligned perfectly together.
That makes perfect sense. It would be funny to hear someone confront Frank on this and ask him, but we'll see.
Frank's over there lying outside of his fucking neck. He just has some dumb shit in that space, like, oh, I'm glad by us doing zero royalties, we can push this agenda forward by getting new tech built faster, you know? Like, oh, I'm swinging my big dick around, but I'm really an idiot and I can't get shit done properly. That was my take, sorry. It's all around.
So do have Frank talked anything about how he's gonna? Because he still needs.
Yeah, he mentioned earlier, and Alex raised like a second ago. So basically, they're going to have like a rollout coming out in the next. They're have announcements coming for the next few months explaining what they're going to do going into 24. And they're trying to run an SAS or B2B, whatever you want to call what they're trying to do, right? With that fucking scholarship program. And I get.
See that one pinned at the top? Someone swapped a D-God for a 1-of-1 critter club.
Oh,
What
someone
happened?
swapped a D-God for a 1-on-1 critter. Bullish for the critters, bearish for the D-gods. If anything, like with this, everything happening, it should provide a good buying opportunity for the things survive for the people that's here providing value, and that's looking to provide value in the next bull run. About these D-gods, we don't know about these guys. They have been here, they have been pumping, but it's also a community based on floor price, right? But I think there will be some good buying opportunities in these low-key builders like Jack and the Chainbreakers.
Yeah. So here, I have a question. Do we please try not to a little bit emotional? I'm trying to be a little bit objective about this. Do we know the reveal or any news on the reveal of the Utes?
Zero.
For
all we know, we don't even know.
announced yesterday that they scrapped 60% and started again, didn't they?
Yeah, we don't even know the
Really?
artist.
They had it 100% ready, he said, and then 60% of the collection they weren't happy with, so they've redone it.
But they're gonna have to, like we talked about this. Like if an artist is leaving and he has a certain style and he didn't finish the artwork, how can you? You cannot take another artist and remake an artist style, right?
I agree.
CryptoFlam, what's up? I can't hear. Can I not hear?
My bad. I have my microphone.
Nah, he's a listener for me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I was just going to say, I mean, these are rumors, right? Like, nobody knows what's really happening, I guess, besides the team or people really close to the team. But yeah, I've heard numerous rumors like the reveal's been pushed back. It's not going to happen. They're going to have to finish the art and all that. I don't know, man. We'll see.
Makes them look really bad and even more incompetent because they were terrible. Because what have they done, honestly, for the side signed a couple deals and like make rather rich people even richer? And what have they actually built? Like, you know what I mean? They put a fucking scholarship program and everything else that everybody else can build. They haven't actually done anything. And that's the crazy part. And everybody's still so hyped on that floor price. Still sits there like, I don't know, it's weird to me.
Yeah, they made some poor people rich as well. If you got in D-gods and 3 sold, that would have been a good one.
Yeah, but it was $150 back then. Poor people weren't paying $700 for one of those back then. You know what I mean? Just for one.
But look at me. I became the trader of the century because of D-gods.
Yes, sir. 3 times D-gods. What was your entry, Jack?
My average was 5.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, so that's like $1,000 a piece, right? Somewhere in there, $1,000.
I think 500. Because when I got into it was 110 sold. I mean, $110.
A lot of background noise, Frankie. You need a noise cancellation. Kobe, fuck, I know what you're building, and you haven't told these guys what you're building, but I am fucking bullish on what you're building, because we are also somewhat in the same niche, which is why we're working together. Do you wanna give them a quick spiel, and maybe if anyone wanna subscribe to what you're building?
Well, I usually don't like to speak about things where I'm not 100%.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Go ahead, Kobe.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, before I start, I'm allowed to start, right, Adam?
Yeah, feel free.
Okay. Before I start, I'm just gonna say to everybody listening right now, this is not fully developed yet. I'm still working on the website and a bot, but everything else is finished, and I have demo emails already. So now let me start. Remember, not prepared. Adam just shouted me out right now, so thank you, Adam. Love you. Okay, let's start. So what I'm building is a Web3 newsletter for Sol for the start. Basically, why is because when you go right now to search for information for projects, you need to go through Discord, Twitter Spaces, and there's a lot of misinformation, and the Discord is really sometimes not well managed, and every time you want to check the news, you need to go to the Discord and to Magic Eden, and you don't get daily, constant, good updates without bias, usually. I'm not saying 100%, but usually. So what I'm doing is I'm combining the news, like Morning Brew, if you know what that is, and sending you daily updates on projects, mints, rugs, and then the fourth section is personalized. I'll explain the personalization in a second. First, I would like to explain what are the parts of the newsletter. So, the parts of the newsletter, there are 4 parts. The first part is the biggest 4 movers. So that will be the top market cap basically for the last 24 hours since we send the newsletter each 24 hours. Then there would be their logo, their quick links, the name of the project, their chart. On the right side, remember, imagine this, because I'll put it on Twitter tonight. Imagine how it looks. So you have a first box, have charts, and then explanation. What is the goal of the project? What have they done of the project? What is the short roadmap? And then the numbers. If you're numbers, you get the numbers. If you're more about the community, you get the community perspective. You do that for the top 10 moving projects. Section number 2, like box number 2. Box number 2 is upcoming mints. Upcoming mints would be the next 24 hours. And that would be 5 biggest mints in the 24 hours, plus 5 other whitelists, which you are able to acquire in the next week. So you have actually something to aim for. Yeah, maybe I don't want to do this today, but it's a reminder. Oh yeah, right, I need to get that big whitelist. Good reminder, thank you. And again, all the information about the project, their quick links, what have they done, are they doxed, nice check marks, charts, minting price, and links, of course. Then, section number 3. Section number 3 is mints that happened. Remember about yesterday's email? They said what 5 mints will happen. So today, you get an update on all the mints that happened, the 10 biggest mints. Same thing as the first section. You get the chart, what they have done, what is the roadmap, but a really quick summary. That you are supposed to finish the email within 8 minutes, 2 minutes a section. So the last part will not always be there, the 4th section. The 4th section is the rugs. If there was a rug or an alert or a hack what needs to be notified, I will include it. It will be in red and in italics, so everybody notices it. Then the 5th section is the personalized section. Now I'll explain what the personalized section is. You have 3 ways of acquiring these news daily. You can do what Adam suggested, and I'm very thankful to Adam for this, is have a Discord bot in all the community, which just sends the first 4 sections daily. Like it's a Discord bot. It sends, you can read it. Because not a lot of people want to give their email because they have their personal name in it. So we offer the Discord option and the Twitter option. Twitter also will be posting the news daily. But what do you get by signing up with your email and linking your wallet to it? You get an update, and this is the core of this whole newsletter, is you go, put your email address in and your wallet. From there, I can see what projects you own and have a daily update on what's happening. That means me pulling information from the announcements, from the minor announcements, and doing a really quick summary. So you don't have to go daily on your 15 projects you're holding and read everything, because that's going to take 20 minutes through Discord. Because Discord, I will say, is not the best resource or
Can
platform.
I ask a question, Kobe?
Yes, of course, Adam.
So basically, I could subscribe to the 5 projects I'm holding. Let's say I hold a D-God, a Locksmith, a Flamboyant Panther. I can subscribe to these and get the announcement in one single place.
Yes, you'll get all the announcements of the holdings, what you have, and you can choose. I'm working on right now connecting the wallet and being able to choose which ones you want the automated announcements for. This newsletter will be sent at a specific time. Already got the enterprise email down, got the trademark, got copyrights as well done. domain name is bought and the acquired hosting is already paid for. Automations of pooling from Discord and
So is
exporting
there
charts is also automated.
is there any way to track, like, because some announcement, I guess I don't want to see the announcement of we have partnered with Ghost Oak Paradise to go gamble, but I want to see the announcement when they say like this is we have an art upgrade coming.
Oh, I will
That's the
filter it
announcement.
through. I will filter it through. If they did a collaboration, I'll just list, like, for example, DGods, Bullet Point did a new announcement with, did a new collaboration with, blah, blah, blah. And then if no other important announcements, that would be it for that project. Because not every day you'll have a huge announcement. Then for everybody else, if there's a huge announcement, that will be first in the row. So let's say Cats on Crack announced art update. You'll have that instantly. You'll have that and you can read it. And then for every announcement or every analysis, like what I do of the announcements, you'll be provided the citations of where I took it from, which means you read, oh, shit, new art update. You can click the links down below, which are the citations, which will bring you to the evidence that is provided, where I got it from. So you don't have to go back and search for it and read into the depths of that announcement. That is the goal of the last section. Have a personalized, automated system of announcements and non-biased news to the consumer or to the reader. Wow, this actually went
Super. No, it's super
better than
exciting
I
because
expected.
I feel a need for this. There is the degenerate news, right? Which I usually read too, because I don't have time to check all the tweets for different products all the time. If there is the problem with degenerate news is they basically shoot for what they want to post about, and I guess pump products. I don't think they do anything paid. I don't know, but either way, I want to have the news that I can fully trust that this is unbiased and something happening right now without going through all the discords, all the tweets, everything. So exciting, Kobe. I see that Shark joined us as well. Shark, we were talking a little bit about the D-Gods earlier. Do you know, with the artist leaving yesterday, does the art need to be, the youth's art need to be remade and scrapped?
Yeah, I'll premise it just me talking. I'm not really privy to any of the information specifically around the art. So yeah, I don't have an answer for that. I would just say that from what Frank's saying on Spaces, it's like the art's like, critically important, most important thing related to this in a sense, especially with the IP branding play. So I think they definitely want to be careful and only put out the best quality product. And I think it's something that doesn't get talked about enough is like, these Scum is a legit one-on-one artist, Candy Apple's one-on-one artist, Pencil's one-on-one artist. It's tough taking one-on-one artists, letting them all work together, and then also having something that is not just pure art, but also has a commercial and brand value too. So I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, I could see why, how very easily how an artist would get upset working in like, hey, like think about it, Scum could do the coolest fucking traits and shit, and then someone looks at it and be like, hey, that's not going to fit with the IP type of meta we're going for. And yeah, I could see how an artist gets upset. And if you like, I thought his thread was really interesting, and seems like he's really just trying to take some time, explore like the one-on-one art world. And I've put a bid in for a crazy amount of money for his one of stuff, so I'm going to support him. So I don't think it's any hard feelings. It's more of just like, hey, people switch jobs, and yeah, it's definitely questionable timing. But now it kind of makes sense why the delay was there. Obviously, there was like a little disagreement on some type of level. But yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like, yeah, I just want to see it. I think everyone's at this point where it's like, whatever, let's just get the art out. But yeah, that's just my take. Is like, especially with John Lay, same thing happened, right? People forget he was an artist that left the team too when he was on it. Essentially, it's like it's tough when getting one-on-one artists involved in the PFP world because it's not only about pure art. It's about the collection, the rarities, and kind of the brand and how it interacts with future plans and shit. It's not just a one-on-one art, but yeah, that's my take there.
I can imagine these guys being pushed, especially as you said, the art is the main thing, the most important thing. Being an artist, it's probably rough in this. But was Scum the main artist, or because there is several artists, isn't there?
Scum was one of the main artists on the D-Gods collection with Delilah. Pretty sure it was those two guys behind most of it, and then Candy Apple and Pencils joined them for Utes. I don't remember if Candy Apple was involved with D-God's original art, but yeah, Scum was definitely like OG D-God artist, and yeah, then it was those four guys working on Utes, I believe. But yeah, I mean, I just you can imagine how frustrated you guys are. Like, think about how they must have felt being in a fucking basement with, Frank and changing his mind and the meta's changing and I don't know, maybe the royalties play into it. I'm not sure. He didn't really talk about that on the thread, so I don't want to speculate. But yeah, it's just it's unfortunate. Like I like the dude. I just hit him with DMs and yeah, he's a great guy, like really great guy. But at the end of the day, it's like working for an NFT project is not the most desirable shit, to be honest. Like the shit doesn't stop. Like the one, I kind of work in NFTs and Web 2, and it's like, at 4 o'clock in an hour and 9 minutes, like I know my day is fucking done. But NFTs don't fucking stop, man. It's draining. Crypto doesn't close. There's news constantly. Shit's constantly changing, and everyone has an opinion. So I don't blame them. You know what I mean? Like I could easily see how people get frustrated working in crypto, especially with this market when everything's just getting wrecked every day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I guess they'll figure it out, but very sad if the art is so based on this guy that they have to scrap it now, because I don't think people want to wait anymore.
Oh no, I don't think it. I think it. I mean, this is my speculation. I don't have any type of information here, so like this is really just pure my opinion. Don't think because I have D guys in my bio it means anything. It's like, usually when artists have disagreements, I think it's towards the end when you're getting finalized products and they're like, hey, I don't like that, I like that, and you have a hard decision. So maybe that's what it was. But yeah, I don't think that they're gonna like be scrapping the art completely. I think really what they were doing, and they've talked about this on a thread, is like each artist kind of was focused on a few traits, and they all kind of collectively worked on the like base together, I guess. So I would think it's for traits or something, but this is like very high amount of speculation. So who knows? It could have just been that he got another job somewhere. For all we know, I don't know. It's also now like think about it. Like a year ago, no one knew who Scum was, and now he has the platform to be one of the top one-on-one artists on any blockchain. So if I had that Twitter account and his talent, I would be pretty motivated to be like, fuck this, I want to do my own thing, fuck off to a third world country and put a piece of art out once a month. You know what I mean? Like that's not a bad existence. So like I could see how it's tempting and I could see how you get frustrated. So it's nothing personal and like everyone's adult and like he has a family, he has a wife. I don't know if he has kids, but it's like who knows what the fucking like imagine you're a wife explaining what you're doing all day when Solana's getting destroyed, hack shit's going down. Like you must have pressure from your family, and when you have a family, you can't just think about yourself. So yeah, I mean, who knows what the real reasons, but yeah, I think I'm excited to buy his one-on-one art because that shit's gonna pump. You know what I mean? But that's at the end of the day, like I think one of the value with DGOD, I could honestly say that without DGODs, no one probably knows who Scum is. Without DGODs, no one knows who the fuck I am. So like, it's awesome that he got a platform through DGODs and could be successful by himself now. And yeah, that's just it's like I'm actually not happy about it, obviously, but it's like this is real life, and there's tons of reasonable reasons that make sense why you would have left it. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it could be any or all of those reasons that they just hit their year contract. They went to 0% royalties. Maybe he only had a year contract, and then they went to 0% royalties, so he wasn't getting paid there. It didn't seem like a bad breakup. From what I've seen, artists move on, and I think you nailed it, Shark, with the IP rights going to be given to the owners of Utes. The art is so fucking crucial because that is going to be, in a sense, a bunch of brands of trying to do.
Yeah, that's why it's like super important that like I could see how an one-on-one artist vision and art doesn't align with a 15,000 PFP brand that's going to be an IP, hopefully mega house. So yeah, I could see it. I mean, if I was in his shoes, like I would be pretty motivated to do what he did too, to be honest, right? Like why would I want to work on a team collectively on something that I may not be passionate about when he's going to be passionate more about his one-on-one art? And at the end of the day, it's like artists that are forced to do shit doesn't come out good. They don't give a shit about it eventually. So kind of, I don't want to say it, but it kind of makes a sense more bullish on the Utes art that they're going to this amount. They're serious about something, right? Like for the artist to leave at this point, like there's got to be some type of revolution, kind of evolution or something that's very I don't know. Like I think that they're obviously showing that there's a lot of passion involved here and a lot of thinking and a lot of emotions. And I mean I think it just adds to the lore of the Utes art, and that reveal better be fucking worth it at this point, right? But yeah, I'm excited.
I mean, and the floor price, even once Scum left it to 80, then shot right back up to 100. Like people who got afraid, they still there's still plenty of people there. It's still 100 plus floor price.
Yeah, I mean, I think something that I was trying to explain this on PO Space, but like something that's super undervalued in the DeGod community is that most of the diamond hands or early guys were like here when this shit was getting fudded, like no belief. Like there was, people thought it was a rug legit, and times like when the marketplace got fucked up. But like if you could hold your NFT through that shit, now it's like why the fuck would you sell it, right? It's like same thing with Utes. Like yo, if you're diamond handing your Ute through all this bullshit, delays, news, artists leaving, it's like you're gonna get connected to that piece of NFT or whatever. And yeah, I think this like unfortunately all these waves it just shakes out the paper hands slowly and leaves just a diamond handed community that aren't traders left. And yeah, that's the lore of D gods essentially, and I think it's starting to happen with Utes in a sense also.
So kind of going off that, what's the Utes D Gods Discord energy like at the moment?
Bro, I wouldn't know. I used to live in Discord, and my shit got inundated where I couldn't join servers unless I was leaving one, and then I got too many friend requests, and I couldn't turn notifications off. So whenever I tried to do something on my phone, I just kept tapping messages, and I slammed my phone on the ground after I was just trying to get to one Discord for like 20 minutes. So haven't been in Discord in a while. I checked the DGuys one. That's about it. But I don't like. I'm mostly just doing alpha chat, whitelist stuff. Not really going in the general chat too often. That's not like I don't really. I mean, people do it, but I think the real voice is on Twitter, and slowly Twitter is taking market share away from Discord. And with Elon buying it, being pro crypto, Dogecoin, like I just see Discord kind of the need for Discord gets less and less. Like there's still a need for it. Like you can't really put a mint link out on Twitter and trust it, but yeah, that's why I like to focus on Twitter really.
Totally agree with that. The Discord, but I mean, Discord just has its purposes, and I don't know anything else that can replace to make everything run as smooth. Does anybody else know what could beat Discord?
I mean,
I
to
don't
be
know.
honest, like Slack is really good as far as functionality, but it's just too complicated for most people. Even me, like there's shit in there that I don't know how to do. But yeah, I think like Discord needs a light mode, get rid of some functionality. The one thing about Discord is like, it's super decentralized. Like you could start your own, in a sense, man, you could start your own server and control every aspect of the server, who you let in, what bots, what kind of vibes. Twitter is definitely not as decentralized. So, like when you put a mint link out or communicate on Twitter, like I think it's just, you have a risk getting hacked, but I also would say it's super important for every product to have like at least two forms of communication. You know what I mean? Like we saw that with DGods when all the accounts got banned. Like we didn't have a Discord. We might have never had a project, who knows,
Yeah, Slack copied most of the features out of Discord, and plus it's more sort of focused towards enterprise. I would say even Slack lost its market share to Microsoft Teams. I started on Slack, but now I just use, if I have to use for enterprise purposes, I'll just use Teams. It's a lot better integrated.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm in a ton of Slack chats, Telegram chats, Signal chats, and I don't like any of them, to be honest. I don't really like talking to people in general, but I like Twitter Spaces. But yeah, I think they're all like kind of blending into the same product, Jack, in a sense, right? There's not that much like new shit really
Differentiation
getting
to it.
built. Yeah.
But privacy with Discord is probably the best so far. They're really strict on privacy, and I don't see any tool coming and suddenly taking Discord's share, because the way they have structured everything, it's a technological marvel at this point with the stuff that you can do on there.
Oh yeah, I agree. The one thing I got against Discord is the Nitro bullshit. Like, it's a great monetization strategy, but like, bro, why the fuck do I gotta pay $5 a month? It's so annoying. Like, I don't care about the money. It's just the fact that like there's a pay wall in a sense to certain features, and makes people that can't afford it, that don't have cool emojis, like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck that. I don't like that. But yeah, at the end of the day, they gotta make money, I guess.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, I didn't like
Shirk,
that.
what do you think about, you're in traditional finance, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about the CPI report tomorrow? Is it going to save us or kill us?
Well, yeah, the CPI tomorrow is 8:30, and this morning we had the PPI, which is like the Producers Prices Index, which kind of gives you, it's like the undercard for the CPI in a sense. And the food inflation was pretty strong there. Hold on, I took some notes on it. Where is this? But the PPI was expected, I think it was 8.3, it came out at 8.4, which is not great because if the producers are experiencing inflation, usually they're passing that along to consumers. And with oil, how it is now, there's going to be a good amount of that oil price movement increase captured in this CPI compared to the previous months where oil was kind of sliding down. So I would take the I would take the over on the inflation will be higher than we expect and the markets will perform slower. But the weird market is not like a straightforward decision because there's almost the school of thought where like bad news is good news because bad news means that there's more pain and the Fed might start pivoting sooner or slowing rates. Like that's what happened with Bank of England recently is like they were just as hawkish as Powell was a month ago and now they're back to buying billions of dollars of bonds every month or millions of dollars. So yeah, it's like the macro data is becoming less and less important. Everyone's just focused on the Fed in a sense because it's kind of like the Fed is the market right now. But yeah, that's my general take. But I think out of the last like 12 CPI reports, 8 of them were over, and then the ones that weren't were just in line. So yeah, I think it's like a pretty easy bet to take the over on it. But I don't necessarily know if that translates into like a heavy sell-off. It probably does, but it depends really on the Powell's comments and the Fed minutes, what they say about it, how they think about. Someone did ask the Maryland Fed governor if there's a 75 basis point hike or whatever, and they didn't say it was a straight 75 basis point hike, which breaks the the last 4 months kind of pattern. So that's leaving the room for them to do a 50 basis point raise or even lower. So yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky market to trade though right now. It's like every asset's really tricky, honestly. It's investors don't make their mind up. One day they're bullish, one day they're bearish. There's no real overwhelming consensus other than just to be a seller. But the market's not operating like that. And like the pain trade has been super real where everyone's so bearish that it gets all the sellers out of there and then there's only buyers left, it goes up. And then the sellers could, the bearish guys capitulate. And if you look at any chart, like the last 2-3 months, that's what's been going on, especially with like Solana and stuff. That's just my opinion though.
Let's see. Let's see. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? I want to see some good news. I want to see.
But also,
come
I
back
think
to.
there's people like put a lot of emphasis on the CPI, but in reality, it's like a pretty poor indicator or measurement of what it's actually trying to track. Like the way they track rent, for example, which is 30% of the CPI, they don't fucking actually use market data that they have. Like you can go on Zillow and see the real rent prices. They don't do that. They fucking have it's called owner's equivalent rent. So it would be the price a owner would charge if they're renting something out. And it's more of a survey where they call, I don't know, 200 people and ask them questions. But at the end of the day, it's like they could cherry pick the data they want. And with the midterm election coming up, like I do not put it past the U.S. government at all to try to really influence CPI for their own benefit. So yeah, like CPI is good at measuring inflation, but like it actually does a very poor job. And if you had to ask me what my real inflation number, I would put it over 15% right now. It's like
Over
think about
15%.
like if you actually measured it in real terms, I think like if you look at houses for example, even with them coming down, 5 years ago they were all half the price, and housing is a huge cost. And now the scary part of the CPI is that a lot of these business owners that run businesses and they all have floating rate debts or floating rate expenses. And when you have interest rates go up this fast, it's like it's hard not to have inflation when you're hiking interest rates consistently, when rates are still negative, right? We got like because like technically the rates are still negative in real terms, so inflation doesn't slow down until real rates are positive and encourage people to save their money, not spend it. But yeah, I think the CPI is like a very poor way to do it. And Jack, the way they just changed this in 2014 or something, I believe. But if you measured it on the CPI they used in the early 2000s, which I think CPI was invented in 92 or something like that. Like it's a pretty young indicator for how important it is. But if you actually measured it, it would be double digits on the old CPI, and they changed the renters equivalent stuff. And yeah, I mean, just go to the store. Look, I mean, like inflation is way higher than 8%. I mean, that's my thinking there. But yeah.
15 is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I do think you'll see like if you have to look at the 70s, like there was mortgages at 18-20% in the 70s and 90s, like that's what we have to get real rates positive and encourage and spend saving. But yeah, it's just like a very piss poor way to do it. Like when they actually measure CPI, it's a University of Michigan type thing. where they have a survey across like 20 or 40 chains of supermarkets, I believe is how they do it, and they just track the prices of very specific things, but they don't track what people are actually buying in a sense where like everyone could buy milk for $5, but what percentage of those people are buying, almond milk or home? Like it's way more nuanced than just a number. And there's like sectors of the economy, like real estate, that are at double-digit inflation rates for years already. And at the end of the day, you can't increase the money supply by 30% in 2 years and expect inflation to be 4%. Like it just doesn't add up into me. But yeah, or 8%, whatever it is. And you tie on top of it this strong dollar. It's just like a recipe for disaster in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that is for sure. That is for sure. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
So when do you
Don't want to be
think
bearish.
when do you think we can see some? I know this is impossible to predict, but when do you think we can see some relief?
Yeah, so I'm not in the business of really predicting. I'm more in response and like trading, but I would say the most logical, simple way to look at the entire market right now, just type in BTC into Google and look at where the rally started. That's usually where the rally ends in a sense. And it started around Bitcoin 10,000. So I'll start backing up the truck when Bitcoin gets around there, if it does. And if you look at all the crypto charts, because of how fast it was up on the way up, and this is like September 2020-ish, when a lot of the cryptos and altcoins made huge moves back kind of off the bottom then, there's like a lot of no man's land. Like look at Solana's chart between $12 and $20. Like it's pretty much straight up and straight down, meaning there's not a lot of trading going on. Not a lot of people have cost bases and kind of pain points or liquidation points in those levels because there's been no trade, very little trading. If you look at like a parallel volume chart, you can see the trading done at certain levels. And, that means there's going to be a quick move one way or the other. So yeah, that's the way I look at it. Is like the most common sense way is the rally ends where the rally started, and I would feel comfortable buying sizable amounts, like 10K, just because I think like if you're looking at the chart, pretty well protected, and it's a long way off from all-time high though. So, but like as far as market cycles go, and when I think shit turns around, it's anyone's guess because one nuke gets dropped, the entire world changes permanently. And who knows, we could end up in a war, and then you could shoot your techno analysis. It's worthless. But I think like usually I think like 2 or 3 years. That's like enough time. But you have to experience like a crazy amount of pain. I mean, there's like this is not. You don't want to say this time is different because that's just the classic bubble talk. But this time is different in a sense where the U.S. has been living with free money for 20 years, or at least since 2008ish, and now the market responded where the biggest risk in my head is like the pension funds were just doing carry trades, like borrowing money at 2%, then buying a bond that gets you 3%, then leveraging that bond, borrowing against it. And it's really going to be coming the Fed. The Fed has to decide whether they're going to blow up the pension funds or whether they're going to pivot. And until that happens, like, yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. To be honest, it's kind of overwhelming to think about it. And also the oil Europe situation. ESG shit is all fucked up. I mean, like, 'cause you can just go on for days about everything that's going wrong, but at the end of the day, it's yeah. I've been the biggest asset inflow I've had in like as far as work goes. Like we've been buying gold last 4 months. Like that's the most upside we see in shit, gold and oil right now, and it's the recession trade.
They're going to be interesting to see, and we haven't really seen any crypto cycle in a recession, right? So who knows where this will end up?
Yeah, for crypto, I think like if you type in meme ETF, like look at the meme ETF chart and look at Bitcoin. Like there's a crazy high correlation, and the meme ETF is correlated. Look at the interest rate raises. Like when money gets more expensive, those stocks go down because that's the incremental buyer in the market. So there's two real things that I would look for to get bullish on Bitcoin is regulation. Like Bitcoin is pretty clear that it's going to be regulated as a commodity, but as far as payment processing and derivatives related to that type of shit, that regulation would be bullish. And then the other thing is like it has to break a correlation with the Nasdaq and all these risk assets. Like Bitcoin is trading like a meme stock, but in reality, it's everyone knows it's kind of much more promising than GameStop or AMC, but they don't trade differently. And the correlation has been coming off in a little bit in the last 2 months, but still way too high for any like. And also, it's not even just like retail thinking that like these guys have algos that they know their correlation and a lot of high speed HFT type trading related to these types of correlations. So I don't think it breaks fast, but who knows? There could be a day where someone says, yeah, I don't know, I don't want to get into too much, but Yeah, I'm waiting for the correlation to break, and then the other bullish part is the midterm elections. Like I think there could be some really good legislation or guys getting involved with Congress now, and it's like a one-party decision vote for a lot of people. So I think they find some support that they don't expect. But yeah, that's the bullish take I got. But other than that, it's a lot of institutional adoption and shit like that. But yeah, I don't know. That's all I got for rambling though.
Love it, love it. Thank you. Yeah, and especially interesting going to be to see if this plays out. The bearish case, what happens to our monkey pictures? Who knows? Who knows?
It's good. It's good. Overall, the sentiment in the market is good. We have had the record venture funding for this month. Overall, we're down again by the quarter, but we're back again, where every single traditional institution and VC is starting to invest in this space. So ladies and gentlemen, your monkeys are doing well, and how does it really matter? Like 2 years of pain is, if you stick around in the market for 2 years, bloody hell, that's it. You'll all make it. Just stick around, whatever it takes. Just stick around for 2 years. Take all the pain, because this time will not come back. And by the predictions of everything, next bull cycle, 500 million people are coming in. That's 500 million people.
So what's your prediction, Jack? When can we see these people come in? Is it 1 year, 2 years?
I don't know. Everything depends on this November when Putin tries to fuck everybody. The real war starts in November. So he's waiting for the winter. That's what my real worry is. Then you get talks of US dollar being not the reserve currency, and you know how that could affect the entire world. The last time anybody talked about US dollar not being a reserve currency, he's been thrown off and murdered on the streets of Libya. So that is what the real worry is. And I can't believe we're talking about nuclear warfare in the 21st century, but that is the unforgiving reality. So hence why I'm not worried about CPI reports. Those things can be taken care of. First, the war needs to go away. Second, the supply chain needs to be sorted out, and that is completely fucked over. Once that is taken care of, then we will have, the day the war is over, agreements are signed, you're going to see the biggest bull in the history of mankind. And the second bull will come in 6 months when the supply chain is sorted out. And if that's sorted out, that's it. We can move on and progress. And all that ZK said, all I can say is everything can be sorted out. If these two things are sorted out, that means your food, your groceries are taken care of, people have food to eat. There's not a lot of, so just the cost of the shipping container right now, the stuff that used to cost like $6,000 to ship between A to B, let's say, without going into that thing, right now it's costing about $30,000 to ship. That is how screwed up the entire supply chain is at this point. So as long as those two things exist, everything can be sorted out.
Let's see.
Different. Yeah, let's see. So I'd say I predict 1.5 years if nothing bad happens, and 10 years if something bad happens.
Awesome. Yeah, let's see. It's interesting to get some takes from you, finance geeks. I'm only here
I'm not
trading the monkey. You are finance, Jack. Don't tell me otherwise. What's up? Why cry dead? How you doing?
Hey, so yeah, so I'm just working on like the cipher list and watching all my NFTs on Magic Eden going to zero. I was like the October 8th, that's when like the gods announcement. I legit thought like they were going to do like the reveal and pump the NFT ecosystem. I did not expect that very bearish announcements the team had, and with their lead artist leaving. So I can see a lot of like turbulence in the entire ecosystem right now.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah, you're not Wednesday.
That was weird.
That
was
weird echo.
Oh, why?
When you're
you echo.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Oh, when All right. There was something weird when you're unmuted and somebody else talks. There's an echo. I wouldn't say turbulence. I mean, artists leave, teams split up. I mean, Solana's holding $30 to $35 consistently. I mean, everyone says bad, but I mean it's
Oh no, like
not
I do
miserable
know
at the
like
moment.
at the moment. Yeah, like I mean like the NFT ecosystem doesn't really affect the Solami price that much. Like I think compared to the volume for the NFTs ecosystem is nowhere near even as much high as like Solana's daily um, token or coin volume. I'm just talking about like the NFT ecosystem itself, not generally Solana.
I haven't seen the numbers of how much volume, like say when Magic Eden was doing 80% of the NFT trading, like how much actual Solana volume that was in a day. Has anybody done that math or seen that math?
I have seen it, but I don't remember. But it's not as much as one might think. But you could
Is
just
ETH
compare
a
it
lot
like
more, or
yeah. It is a lot more. There was like I think when we had the OK Beer hype and that kind of era, I think Solana even competed with ETH for one or a couple of days. But since then, I think ETH is outperforming Solana. Unfortunately, no, not unfortunately. It doesn't matter. But we're getting there. We're getting there as Solana maxes. Tony, Tony, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, man? What's up?
What's up? What's up? How are you doing? I didn't fully get what you're trying to say, but
No, no. Oh shit, I said that to the wrong. Oh shit, bro, you guys are sounding so bearish, man. I don't know, man. I think I think you all got the wrong end of the stick. Like market exhaustion is real, you know. Sometimes the market just gets exhausted. Not everything is shit. Sometimes the market gets exhausted, and there is a tipping point where people become comfortable in tough conditions. That's the thing. When people become comfortable in tough conditions and they say, right, I can still do X, Y, Z despite the price of things being like this. It's almost like everybody thinks, in the Second World War or the First World War, people's having babies all of a sudden because they were scared of market conditions. Like they get to a point where you just accept the reality, you know?
it's a very good point because I mean Solana's been. I mean, is anyone not comfortable with paying $30 to $32, $35 for one Solana?
Joe,
Like,
exactly.
I
Like,
mean, I'm
like,
comfortable as shit. I'm not gonna
like,
lie, bro.
bro,
Like when you put it that way, like for real, I am comfortable buying. Oh, I need one or two Solana, $60, easy. Let's go, baby. Oh, that's $100, easy. Like I'm comfortable, man. I feel that.
Like, that's for me. I'm like, yeah, this is it. Like, people are talking about Bitcoin at 10K, 10K. That's like 50% drop. You know, the 90%'s already happened. If you're still here, you've endured the most of it. It's now just staying alive, as the song goes, and just staying relevant with what's going on. Of course, it would be great to time the bottom, and of course, it would be great to time the top. But to be honest, the people who really do well are the individuals who come in once the bottom's confirmed, once the top's confirmed. But the real people are the ones who stay in. If you stay in, you are current with the market. If you check out and you say, right, I'm going to leave this, I'm going to USDC, I'm not going to chase any plays, I'm not going to play the market, I'm just going to watch from the sidelines, you're not watching. You're
But
seeing what's
not many
happening.
people. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you're
Sorry
seeing,
to cut
you
you
know,
off.
you're seeing what's happening, but you're not actively trading. So you're lethargic in what to get in what's fresh, and what the new meta is. So when you do enter, you get burnt a couple times. You get left holding the bag a couple times.
It's easy for you to say because you're easy. But that's okay. What I'm trying to say is sometimes a lot of people don't have the luxury to support themselves within the same ecosystem. So yeah, for people it's really bad. Imagine you bought Bitcoin at 58K. I bought Bitcoin at 58K. And then I bought it at 45K. And as soon as it reached 42, I said, no, Sonny boy, this ain't gonna stop. Let's go. Let's get the hell out of this. I supported myself through DeFi for 9 months. Literally, I was paying my mortgage 6 protocols in Phantom. And then it's suddenly, today, I don't even look at that wallet anymore. It's sitting there. I'll look at it 2 years later and I'm going to find out I don't even want to look at it. Seriously. My money is locked in Liquid Driver. I hope it's driving someplace, but it's stuck. Like, I don't even want to look at it. It is that bad, Tony. It is that bad. Yes, it's 90% down. But I agree with you. One thing that I don't see this going. Like, I'm buying. I'm still buying. I don't think that 10K we will reach 10K, but I have started buying for long-term cycles. For the next 5 years, I've already started buying, and I
So,
put in DCA into it.
so with that money, you said you exited at like 40. You have started to enter again.
Yeah. So I exited at 42. I got out of ETH. Everything was stables from that moment onwards. And then I said, okay, stables is perfect. Let's go into Luna. Anchor, 19.87%. Yeah, let's put it over there. Okay. Then the alarm bells rang, 98 cents to $1. Let's get out there. And since then, why do you think I started the NFT project? I'm just kidding. I started it for a reason, by the way. Just, that was a joke. Don't take it seriously. Still hold your chain breakers, please. Thank you.
No, that's all right.
Good.
They can floor them. I don't mind. Go ahead. Take that shit seriously.
No. Everything's good. Everything's good. Yeah. But seriously, that was real pain. Like, for 6 months, didn't make any money. Like, I have that luxury, but not many people have that luxury, right? Like, what are they gonna do?
So
There's pain in the market.
what is some, like when you say you exited and entered, is that Bitcoin mainly, or what are you, when you say DCA, what do you DCA into?
So portfolio is pretty, like, I only play around with most of my portfolio. Like 80% of my portfolio is consists of layer 1. That's it. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Near, Phantom, and Chainlink, because I think is the greatest oracle in the world. So the price manipulation on Solana wouldn't have happened if Chainlink were there. There's a quote that I like to use by Tetranode, Chainlink or GTFO. And they have the largest market share in terms of the oracles. So definitely. What else? And then 20% of my portfolio is based out of just protocols that I'm absolutely incredibly bullish on. Redacted, Beethoven, Balancer, Curve, so on and so forth. And 5% of my portfolio is in NFTs. And I don't have to stack in Solana because now I earn my salary in Solana.
Chainlink or GTFO? That's the motto for the night. Let's go. All right. Are you confident, like all of these things you mentioned, adopted? Are you confident, like if this turns into a 2-year build, those things are still going to be here?
Yeah, I mean, those are, because I'm a technologist, those are based on my conviction in the technology that those guys are doing. And there's some things that I'm looking and monitoring very closely. For example, I don't want to pump anything, but I'm looking at Aptos. Day before yesterday, Layer Zero announced that they're going to be partnering with Aptos as well. So this could be one of the good layer ones coming in with very low gas fee, and they're doing a lot of strategic partnerships. I know some of the large hedge funds as well were looking to invest in Aptos, and they're trying to do that. So yeah, there's some of the other things, like those are long-term future bets that could turn out good for the portfolio, but based on technology and I make my investment decisions just as I make my investment decisions for stocks. I simply ask one simple question: do I see this thing, whatever I'm investing in, lasting for more than 10 years? And if the answer is not yes instantly, then I don't invest. If I have yes, because I understand the underlying structures, technology, and don't get me wrong, a lot of times I was wrong. Like Luna, I was wrong. I thought Luna is going to change the entire e-commerce world because nobody wanted to deal with pay with Bitcoin, but everybody should pay with UST, which is backed by it's the first algorithmic stablecoin So it's completely decentralized, and finally, you can pay for goods and services in stablecoin. But that got fucked, but yeah, that's my investment thesis, and so far it has served me really well. So
Let's see. We're in for a ride, probably.
I don't
We don't know, but we'll see who the winners are. I've seen some statistics like from the top 10 or 15 coins, which is from the last bull market and what is still here today. I guess most of it still here and has a okay valuation, but the top 10 still looks very different, right? It's hard finding these winners.
Not really. You invest in Solana is being a winner, because if you believe how the ecosystem is, do you see that Solana going to $500, $600 in the next 5 years? Yeah. So you win. And right now you're buying it for $30. Now you get a 15x just based on this. Congratulations. Let's do it.
Right. Jack promised us a 15x in Solana.
Yeah, if
I'll buy some
Bitcoin
more.
is at let's say 65 to 70,000, still reaches all-time high. This time Solana is going to be reaching its all-time high as well, because there's much more adoption, there's more protocols, and there's more liquidity. The total TVL is amazing. And finally, people are looking at Solana. Like, hackers have your attention. That's a beautiful thing. The moment hackers start to look at it, that means you've made it. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. You are going to the secured world of life and existence. That means there's more risk involved for you when you invest in the underlying protocols as well, because now the smart contracts that were safe before, because there weren't any liquidity, now they won't be as safe, and hackers will be looking at it nicely. And the more they get hacked, the better and secure the ecosystem becomes eventually. Short-term pain, long-term gain. Easy.
Let's go. I cannot wait. Like I remember sitting here when Bitcoin reached the all-time high, and you have all this. I had my father calling me saying, "I saw the Bitcoin in the news reach all-time high. Congrats!" It's just euphoria, and it's such a great feeling, and it feels so far gone right now. But hopefully, let's pray. One day we'll sit there again and just drink champagne and enjoy some Twitter Spaces.
Dude, I hope to drink some champagne with y'all when that happens. The way it happened last time, I did not time things properly, and I got some Bitcoin taken from, I think it was Mt. Gox or some shit. Rough life.
Oh no, you got drained.
It was during the fucking 2013 Dread Pirate Roberts on fucking Alpha Bay on the deep net. That shit. That was like a year before all-time high, I think, maybe 2 years. But I had some, and then I didn't, and then it got really expensive, and I couldn't have any more. It was super shitty, but we're rise and grind time, baby. Prepping for Solana summer early.
Let's go. It's coming. It's coming next year or the year after. Who the fuck knows?
Solana summer is right around the corner, man.
Yeah, Solana
right around the corner.
Fucking prep boys.
I don't know which world you guys live in.
I've been prepping for Solana summer all summer. What do you mean? It's like, is it summer, like Solana summer after summer?
No, Solana summer was postponed this year to next year.
Dude, just get through November. Hopefully, the two biggest fucks of the century don't do anything stupid, because I think a lot of stupidity will be happening. As long as that is, you get through November and December, and I'm more worried about what's happening on the borders at this point, when the guy is ready to go to war in a really bad way, and as long as he does not do anything stupid, and this United States of stupid America, by the way, stop fucking around. It needs to move off. The fucking NATO needs to move off the fucking backyard of Russia. That's the only thing. Dude, they reach some sort of a peace treaty, world can go back, and Bitcoin will see the all-time high of 150K. Until that shit has happened, this November can be really dangerous for everyone.
Bro, it's gonna be more dangerous for D-Gods holders than youth holders, bro.
Tony.
Oh my god. I was such a man on the D-Gods, bro. I know exactly what's up. I messaged one guy, and I was like, we were in a space together, and this guy, he was like, "You'll never see youths under 100. We got so many D-gods lined up who will sweep that floor. It will never happen." Bro, come on now. Come on. The hype can't live forever, man. Yeah, unrevealed for like 3 days, it was cool. It's gonna be 2 months unrevealed. And you ain't telling me they're minting next Friday. Because the artist just walked out today.
Is it 2 months?
Damn,
No,
it's
it's
2
not 2
months.
months. It's 1
Bro,
month.
no,
1
look,
month.
look,
No,
look,
no.
look, look. They said mint was gonna be July. They skipped it. Then they said the mint was, so when was the art ready? When was this art ready? It was never ready. It has never been ready. They said we're gonna mint in June 15th. You remember that, guys? Then they
But
said we're gonna
they never claimed it was ready, right?
So what were they minting?
The tubes, baby.
Yeah, with the hope that tomorrow your art will be yours.
Do you remember John Lay was like 2 months ago? John Lay came in and he said, "I'm walking out of this stuff. This is a dump." All of a sudden now, the main artist Scam Soul is also saying, "I'm walking out of this. This place is a dump." Like, what's going on? I'm getting this guy doing spaces and he's just typing and he's like, "Oh, we've made these new SaaS products." And I said, "What SaaS product is this? Are they gonna really kill it?" I feel sorry for the VC. They just literally, people are inventing things that are not necessary. Could you not just take a screenshot of your calendar and upload it to Discord every day? Do you need that tool?
The proof of work, you think?
Yeah, like to
That's
type
just
it.
a gimmick, Tony. That's just a gimmick for a single person who's in Discord who bought something for $200. That's for him. That's
Like
for that person. Don't worry about it. Don't
I
worry
don't. I
about
really
it.
don't understand. I don't know whether they have nothing. Like, it's getting really weird, this whole project, because it was. To be honest, I don't see that many people who actually ever pushed the question as much and said, right, you guys had a really good run in November, whatever, December. It was all really good. But what have you actually done post that? You've sent some hoodies out.
It's
You've done
fine.
this. No, it's just an objective question. Do you know what I mean? So like
Right.
like SaaS products. Would you class Jack? Would you class that as a SaaS product? That
See,
calendar that
we
was like,
don't know what they're building, what they raised money on. They're probably doing something behind the scenes that the NFT community is not privy to. And at the same time, what the VCs bought was effectively the Dust Labs. They did not buy whatever happens on Ute and the DGOTS side. They wouldn't. No VC in the right mind would invest in an NFT project. They're buying into. They have bought that these guys will do something in the future, and they want a piece of it. So you, as an owner of DGOT or even Dust, for example, you don't own anything, and that's how the thing is. So I'm not justifying anybody. I'm just saying they've earned that place, dude. They've worked hard. They've become the best collection on Solana. And I don't agree with Frank. 90% of the things, he's just a kid, dude. He's just a 23-year-old kid. So he may not know how to handle things well today, but he's gonna mature. He's gonna do great things in the future. But this time, not really.
this is one of those perfect cases where you had people promising people things that were never gonna happen. And some of us were trying to say, "Oh, but by the way, please, like, guys, let's not tell people that you're listing on Binance. That's not true. Let's not tell people you're listing on Coinbase because you're turning up on the glossary." And you had people getting people excited. Bro, so many people got wrecked. So many people got wrecked on that pullback, and it was a misinformation that the team itself didn't care to correct. I always find that dubious when teams refuse to correct like deliberately false information.
Yeah, that is a little bit insincere in its part to not have the transparent information. That
You,
is,
you,
I would say.
Jack, you want to laugh? Let me tell you something. I was on a space this morning, no, yesterday, and they asked, "Will you ever go? Would you ever go into stocks? Like, would you ever turn this into an IPO?" And this guy said, "Yeah, why not?"
But
I
you
said,
already are doing kind of an IPO already.
and I said, how much hopium are you gonna give these? Like, how are you guys? Do you know how? If Bored Apes is not an IPO, how can they go fast track?
No, this is the kind of like an IPO. How are you going to IPO with a? This is it.
They were talking
The
about they're gonna IPO and list as a stock, and I was like, why are you giving this guy? What he said, we can't rule it out. We're still building. We're going. It's like, dude,
they
the,
thinking like still Web2 company. This only happens on Solana for some reason. Like how would you?
that's
How can you do that?
that's his goal in this space. It was with Leap. That's what he said the goal is in the future. That's what it's like. What the heck? Like, what is
No,
that?
it's it doesn't make any sense. Even Solana wouldn't go IPO because they said this is our IPO. The IDO and the ICO were supposed to replace the IPOs.
I wish I'm not even Leap Space with Frank, the one when he came out to talk about when he
That is a
did the
Web2 shit.
0% royalties, and he was answering the question. I said, why are you even giving people the idea that it's possible? Forget that it's web. It's not possible for them to go IPO. It's not possible. It's
I
not
mean,
possible
I
for them to do it.
wouldn't discount the possibility, but
Before
when
even
you have,
Ethereum,
that's why we
Matic,
have decentralized exchange. It's called an exchange for a reason. There's an IDO and ICO for a reason. It's taking the same thing, and now it's democratizing. We're moving towards decentralization of everything. So what's the point of doing retail
he's,
trader who would buy your stock already bought your stock?
he said he's gonna do it before Binance. He's gonna do it before Crypto.com. He's gonna do it before FTX. Like, seriously, come on, come on. When does the hopium just stop? Like, just
No, those
stop.
guys will never IPO because they've already done that. They've already released their tokens, and that was the point of raising funding. The initial token offering, like they had done that. Initial coin offering was done. Now people own, giving you money, and they own this token. Now the valuation of the token goes up. Now in traditional world, it used to be the stock. Today it's a coin. You as a token or a coin holder now has stake in the ecosystem or the company. Like for example, Solana, you own Solana. They have done their so-called IPO.
But yeah, that is weird. That is weird as fuck to me. But I want to ask you because I keep hearing that they don't build enough. But at the same time, what really is? We don't even know what an NFT is. What if an NFT is just, we're just here to have fun, have PFPs, and that is the value? Like we talk about building all the time. But what really is an NFT? And is that really
Yeah.
the? We don't know.
I mean, eventually the contract was written so that the real life utilities could be traded as a part of the NFT because the NFT ensures that it's basically what blockchain promises is the ownership and the provenance. And those are the two most important things that NFT provides, that this is your thing, it claims to your wallet. And tomorrow I see that effectively your house can be traded as an NFT, and anything that you own within the world, now you can claim it as part of the NFT, and you just trading that. Obviously, the real life mechanism needs to be accounted when this future can happen. But it was a pretty good protocol that we created.
There's a fight. I mean, there is a fight going on of what people want an NFT to be. Like, there is a fight. There are people who want NFTs to be communities, and there are people who are trying to turn NFTs into technologies, like Jack was saying, like where your house and stuff. And there are people who are trying to turn NFTs into like physical technologies. If you guys remember the Cupcake Gang and all those guys who were scanning barcodes and you could instantly mint an NFT, like stuff like that. So it's different. There's different people trying to use NFTs differently. And to be honest, I can acknowledge that there are people who are trying to make NFTs into the digital art world. So that there's a lot of variations, and some projects you're buying into, you're getting a different mentality. Tire Robotics think they are an infrastructure builder, where if you go into Crypto's Gold, they just think it's all about art, and this is an art project, this is digital, this is this. They're giving you banners, like they have no intention for it. It's a very different understanding. And then you go into some discords like D-Gods where they say, we are all about the community, the network. It's like everybody's got a different definitions for what NFTs are. I guess with time we'll see which format prevails. I don't know. I'm bearish on a couple of them, but
Or it could be anything that you want it to be. So it could be a metaverse project, it could be a building and utility project, it could be just an art project, or it could be just housing or renting on Airbnb, or it could be just cannabis payment systems. So the beauty of this thing is it could be anything that you want it to be.
and that's like when people say that, that's when I start getting that feeling like, this is a utility that we do need. Maybe my question is, how do you create that Web3? How do you actually then create Web3? Because it looks like we have everything we need to create a world in which NFTs can replace more or less most things. I'm even seeing the next wave of DeFi involves NFTs. I was looking at this new protocol of Binance called Code, and essentially you mint an NFT, and that NFT is interest bearing or something. So all the fees accrued on the network are locked in the NFT. It's just so you don't get daily coins and then you dump the coins daily. So you accrue these USD fees on your NFT, and your NFT then acquires more share of the pool. And then when you want to sell your position, you can sell your NFT separately outside of the pool. Like, just different ways of seeing it. But so that NFT has no art, it has nothing. It's just a fee-bearing NFT.
Yes. Let's see where this ends up. What if the utility of our NFTs is just the thing that Frank has done, exactly what he's done, increasing the floor price and hanging out with the people? Toby, did you want to say something? I saw you unmute. I think not. This is the longest.
Adam, if you're speaking to me, I don't hear you. I'm reading the caption, and it's fucking terrible.
Yep, he was speaking to you. You may have to go back out,
sorry.
come back in, Kobe.
Yeah,
I hope the caption is in.
So sorry. I'll be right back.
I hope the caption is in English because it usually turns out to be Swedish. But that's good for you guys. You can do some practice. Yeah, this is the longest pod episode we've ever done. We're going to cut it here shortly. But before we go, Bells, what's one thing you're bullish on right now?
I am bullish. I am bullish on NFTs and where this is going to go as a future, especially with like all of these different people like Jack builders.
What did you say? What's the one?
I'm bullish on NFTs like as a whole, like where they're gonna go. Like I think like for us, like this is just the beginning.
Love it. Where do you think it's gonna go then?
I'm looking at. I personally see this as like real estate. A lot of companies losing jobs, a lot of new jobs coming into play. I can't see this not being Latin titles. It's such a fucking shitty process to sell a house, especially here in Hawaii. It takes like, escrow can be up to 30 days. Like moving 7 digits in funds is not an easy task. So I just feel like to me, like this is an avenue for that for sure.
Yeah, imagine we sit here in a couple of years on Magic Eden or whichever marketplace we're at that time, sniping houses. Oh, what with the balcony? This is undervalued. I'll snipe it.
That would be fucking crazy. I can't even imagine.
Love it. All right, perfect way to end it. As always, guys, thank you everyone so much for coming on. We had a different pod today, but it was awesome. The community takeover. We were discussing what's happening in the market and discussing. We got some finance guys here. Sorry, Tony?
Wait. Are you gonna rug it before you talk about what Magic Eden just did? What the heck, Adam? What the heck? Are you gonna rug it before?
What did they do? Whoa.
So, Rotten Eggs is capped at 2% market cap, bro. Like Magic.
What do you mean 2% market
I
cap?
think going forward, anybody who mints on Magic Eden has to put their royalties at 2%. Has to. And I think they're gonna force every NFT collection on Magic Eden to have a 2% royalty.
Wait, what?
Bro, that's what I'm here. I'm like, how's that? You gonna run the space? Are you working for Magic
No,
Eden?
but I haven't seen this.
Bro, this guy's employed.
Yes, dude, it's true. They have creators royalty of 2%. But Tony, what's the backstory? Do you know
The
this? Or
backstory
you just checked
is,
the eggs?
bro, I was wait because I thought we were talking about D-Gods a little bit. I was actually enjoying talking to Jack. Like, I enjoy talking to Jack, and we were vibing and that. And then I thought you were gonna move us on to like what's current. And I said, okay, cool. So my headphone died. But long story short, bro, 2% forced cut on everybody. MFers are gonna be mad, bro.
No, but this is not true because I'm checking the Oli, who also minted right now, and they're having creators royalty at 6%.
Are you sure? Look at eggs. Eggs is
Yeah.
eggs is at 2%.
That was probably their decision then.
So it's not Magic Eden whose fault. Let me go on Magic Eden's page, bro. Let me go on there quick. Let's have a look.
I'm just gonna leave it in the tab one to that.
I think you're fudding.
I wish I was. I was like, no way.
Cool.
Yeah, I can now I hear everybody. So, did anybody have a question when I didn't hear them? As TK said.
No.
Good. Then I didn't miss anything. Good.
Yes. No,
Who's tomorrow's guest? Because I need to prepare questions.
Tomorrow we are having. We're gonna have Eat Thursday.
Oh yes.
Whoa, Tony! What the heck? Eat Thursday. So all the Solana maxis can learn something else for once. We're gonna have a project called Mecha Beasts, which I've been talking to prior to launching their Twitter and everything. I've been talking with the founder. They reached out. They have launched their Twitter now, and they already have some hype. So we're gonna have them on. Listen to what they're using, and also our friend Jiraiya, who is not the founder, but he's involved in a called Shibi Labs. So we're gonna listen to those guys and see what they are up to.
Okay, send me both of their Twitters as always, and shout out to my boy Isaac and the listeners. He's
What's up, Isaac?
Old friend with the
Isaac.
Jelly Rascal.
No. Tony, we need to confirm this, but if this is actually true, we're gonna FUD them probably tomorrow, but hopefully Friday, and see what this means.
Well, definitely, I'm gonna check it out because I heard it and I was like, okay, what's going on? I saw one guy like retweet it and shit. Like I don't know if you're seeing another collection that's minted today, apart from eggs, then maybe. But I know eggs has got 2%. I don't know why that would be their choice because their royalties are not going to be that high, you know.
No, that is so. We've been talking a lot with the egg guys. We can see if we can catch them in the spaces and just straight up ask them. Probably, if this was the case that Magic Eden forced them, they wouldn't share it. But we'll make sure to ask them. That is. If that is true, that's gonna backfire so hard. No, am I thinking too small here?
Well, how can it? Everybody else is 0%, so they're actually still charging something. So
yeah, it's better than zero, I guess. Let's see. All right, we're not going to discuss this more. We're going to cut it. And as I said, thank you everyone so much for coming on. Thank you to the finance geeks for updating us rookies on what's happening in the market and what we can buy apart from monkey pictures. And hope everyone listened, learned something. I know I learned a lot. Awesome. Make sure you follow the pod and follow your neighbors in this spaces. Anyone that doesn't follow back is NGMI. That is the rule. As I said, tomorrow we're going to have ETH Thursday, talk to some ETH projects and see if this is actually something worth trading. I don't know. I'm mainly on Solana, but maybe there is ETH projects worth buying as well. I don't know. Let's see. Shibi Labs and Mecha Beasts. Shout out our wonderful sponsor of the night, Hyperspace, which is building Hyperlaunch.
Hyperlaunch.
Okay, Jack is gonna cut me and he's gonna kill me after this. Shout out to Hyperlaunch for sponsoring this episode of the pod, which is building a permissionless launchpad that anyone can launch your NFT collection on without writing a single line of code. You're also gonna get the most beautiful minting page that you have ever seen, customized for your brand and NFT project, and one that the holders of your future NFT deserves. So thanks for that. And guys, see you tomorrow. We're also going to host these spaces later. But for now, take care, guys. And you guys tomorrow. Peace.
All right, Adam. I'll pin it to the top so you guys can go from there. There it is. The Magic Eden big topic. We'll be addressing it soon, but there's more to the ecosystem than just royalties. Yeah, now. So buckle up.
Ooh, let's read this. We're going to discuss this tomorrow. Feel free to in on that while I play this beautiful song. Peace.
To keep my hands on myself. Put them back up on the shelf. Just a little baby girl isn't me. Am I coming out and left? I'm a rebel just for kicks. I've been feeling it since 1966. I'll be over now, but I feel it still. I'm a rebel just for kicks. Let me kick it like it's 1986. I'll be over now, but I feel it still. Got another mouth to feed. Even with my baby still, mama call a great nigga. All of the falling leaves. Am I coming out of left field? Ooh, just for kicks. I've been feeling it since 1966.
My favorite part of the show right here. That intro high pitched.